Hey guys, Seraphita here with my first video tutorial for makeup. This time I'm going to be doing Jaina Proudmoore from World of Warcraft, as close as I can get to what I wore for BlizzCon 2013. So, first things first, when you're putting on your makeup, first thing you want to do is wash your face. This will get off all the nitty-gritty, whatever, dirt, dead skin cells, everything. Leave you a nice, clean palette to work from. Right now I'm not wearing any makeup, but I have already washed my face. Personally, I prefer to use an exfoliant, usually something like St. Ives Apricot Scrub. It's soft, it's gentle, but at the same time, it will help, the makeup adhere to your skin properly. So after you do that, you want to put in your contacts if you're going to be wearing any. I am really nearsighted, so of course I put mine in already, you can tell. These are the contacts that I wear for Jaina. And then, so once you have your contacts in, maybe give them a couple minutes to adjust if you're not used to wearing them. And then, makeup first is your primer. I'm going to be using Makeup Forever's HD Primer in Neutral White. And what I like to do is I put it on the back of my hand. I'm just running kind of low. Just a few squirts, it'll be enough. You don't need a lot of primer. And then I use a makeup sponge. Some people use their fingers, but I don't like to because I find I end up breaking out when I do that. It's kind of gross. I don't like breaking out. I don't think anybody does. So I'm going to take a little bit, dab it, and then just kind of start putting it on your face. And you should notice right away that, it'll just kind of start smoothing everything out, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you cover your whole face. All the way up to the hairline. I put a little bit in my eyebrows just because they're a little unruly sometimes. Even like underneath your chin and down into your neck area. So, yeah. Grabbed a little bit more than I intended to. So, I'll let it all get in there. If you notice, I'm avoiding the eye area aside from my eyebrows. I'm not trying not to get too close there, because I have a different primer that I'll be using for that. So yeah, so there we go. Primer is all set. Next up, give that maybe like a minute to dry depending on what you're using. One thing I really like about this one is that it is a water-based primer, so it's not really heavy, it's very lightweight, and it also moisturizes my skin when I put it on. Next up, I'm going to be putting my foundation. This is Cover FX Natural Finish Oil Free. I have actually not used it yet, but it was recommended to me, so I will give it a go. Just try and find something that is going to be lightweight that you can wear all day. And once again, putting it on the back of my hand. Hopefully that's not too much. And I tend to grab a new sponge this time. And just, once again, dab it a little bit. Kind of maybe spread it out on the back of my hand so I'm not grabbing too much. And when I start with the foundation, I dab it and then just kind of dab and spread, still avoiding the eye area right under here. I'll go back and do that one a little bit later. So, just make sure you go with the contours of your face. Don't go like smear. You want to do short strokes because you don't want to pull your skin too much. Oh wow, this is a nice foundation. I think I'll be using this one in the future again. I'll just grab a little bit more. You want to blend it into your neck because, you don't want to look funny. Like, hey, your neck's a different color than your face. That looks funny. Yeah, you don't want that. So, a little bit more. All what's really left. Yeah, already you can see a huge difference with this. There we go. Almost done. No, putting any more makeup on the back of my hand. And just get up real close and personal with your mirror if you have to make sure that, wow, I look ghostly. Make sure that, you know, you don't have any funny streaks on your face and stuff like that. Yes, I have a three-way mirror in front of my face right now. That's why I'm not looking at the camera or computer while I'm doing this. Want to make sure you get all the little nooks and crannies. There we go. Set that sponge aside. Next up, I am going to do my eyes. I actually have an under eye primer, Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer. As you can see, I have kind of not dark circles, but I do have circles under my eyes. So you want to put this on either your ring finger or your pinky finger. You don't need a lot of it. Just a little dab. That's actually kind of a lot. I don't think I'll be even needing that much, but spread it between the two fingers, your two ring fingers. You want to use either your ring finger or your pinky because it will have a more gentle touch because their skin under your eye is very, very delicate. Just kind of dab a little bit first and then sweep it all under there. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Very gentle, small strokes. Yeah. It already looks better. Voila. And then I still have a little bit of makeup left on here, so I'm going to dab that over very carefully. Kind of blend it in. And when you're doing this, go inward, never go out. It's just a lot easier that way. Still don't want to get my foundation too close to my eye because it can irritate it if you get it in your eye. So after that, next thing I want to do is start working on my eyeshadow. So for me, first step in that is Urban Decay's Eyeshadow Primer Potion. It is my favorite product ever. Just kind of take the wand and disclaimer, I don't really know how to apply this. So this is just what I do. They actually have a better packaging for this now. And once again, take something like your middle finger or your ring finger if you want to. Something, you know, gentle, and just kind of smooth it out over your eye. Be careful not to displace your contact. I do that a lot. There's one eye primer done. I like to put it up through the crease, sometimes a little bit higher depending on how my eyelid skin's looking that day. Like today's kind of off color. So I'll be going up a little bit higher. Not quite to the brow bone, but definitely through the crease. I prefer just the regular primer for this because I find that it gives a really good neutral base, but if you want something like the glitter or a gold one, you know, depending on what your skin's undertones are and what undertones you want for your makeup. But I find the neutral one works really, really well for me. So go with the one that you like the best. That's all I can say. Alright, those are relatively even now. Contacts are bugging me. Okay, so for the first shadow that I want to use is actually going to be, sorry, I have like 5 shadows here for this. I'm going to do the crease, not the crease, yeah, the crease color. And I am using Psychedelic Sister from Urban Decay and the Sephora brush for, which one? For the crease. And what I want to do is take a little bit, put it on the brush. You don't need a lot, so it's just going in the very crease of your eye. It's a little bit more than I wanted, but this is Jaina, so slap it on there. Woo! Intense. So I'll probably go back a little bit and, yeah, just kind of get rid of some of that color. And then the other eye, and hope that they're even. Jaina's got kind of a hooker look going on now. We all know this. So she's sucking on too much arcane magic, man. So that is the first color. Like I said, you only want it like in the crease area. It doesn't have to go all the way in. I never do that. Just personal preference. And then for the all over lid color, well, not all over lid color, the inside of my lids, near the tear duct about halfway through, I'm using Flash, also from Urban Decay. For the brush, I'm using All Over Shadow brush from Sephora. I don't know what number it is. They don't do numbers, they just do, yeah, whatever. So, very lightly apply that. If it blends into your crease color, that's fine. This one very obviously is a little bit blending into there. As you can see, it's also purple, but it's a lighter shade of purple, so it's a little bit more subtle. And then for the outer crease, I am doing Outrageous Metallic Purple from Sephora. I don't think they actually have this color anymore, but at the time I thought, oh, metallic, it's purple, it's perfect. And for this one, I'm actually going to use the blending brush, because what I want to do is I want to bring it in and blend it in with the Psychedelic, the Flash from Urban Decay. So just bring that one in and blend, blend, blend. It'll also give it a really nice metallic sheen. This is a lot of heavy makeup, especially if you're just doing this for kind of like, you know, everyday thing or everyday costume. This is more something that I would apply for going on stage like I did at BlizzCon. That's why it's like you really want heavy, heavy makeup for something like that. Right, now that that color's done, wow, that is a lot of hooker makeup. Oh well. Next, from the crease to brow bone, I am actually going to do two more colors again. This is Milani's Enchantment. It's more of a sheer color, but it has a little bit of a purple hint to it when you put it on. It looks very purplish blue in the container, but it's a very light color. I don't use a lot of it, so just kind of want to blend it up here. Yeah, nice soft purple color. Really look like a hooker. Yep. And there we go. It looks a little ridiculous. It's meant to. And then finally, from higher brown bone up to the brown line, I am using Sellout by Urban Decay. It's a nice neutral color, but it will soften everything else a little bit. So just kind of apply that up here. I tend to put it a little bit over, blend it in with the Milani one, just because it will soften that color up a bit and make it look a little bit more natural, and it's also a really great brow highlighter. Because you definitely want to make sure that you highlight underneath your eyebrows. See? Ooh, that is some intense looking color. So, fabulous darlings, isn't it? Alright, not quite done with the eyes yet. The next eye color that I'm going to do is actually from a Halloween collection from Sweet Treat Cosmetics. It is, jeez, gets everywhere. A loose color, and I'm actually using the angled liner brush from Sephora for this. Because this is a loose powder, I really, really don't need a lot of it. And this is actually going to go in the tear duct area. This, I find, helps to bring out my eyes and make them look a little bit brighter. And yes, I will put it a little bit underneath my eyes, make them bigger. Yeah, I can already see a little bit of the difference. You know, I don't need it super, super bright white, just a little bit subtle, mostly subtle. But this is kind of something that I do anyway for cosplay, whether I'm going to be, you know, on stage or just around a convention. Just kind of want to do that. There we go. Looks really good, doesn't it? And so after that, I finally do the eyeliner. I know a lot of people do eyeliner first. I prefer to put it over my eyeshadow. And eyeliner, I'm doing Psychedelic Sister by Urban Decay, matching eyeliner to one of the shadows I used. Just very carefully do a thin line just above the lashes. Only on the top, because on the bottom I'm actually going to use a different color. Liner definitely helps. It creates a very clear definition for your eyes. Yeah, and then for the bottom, I am using the 24/7 big one in Morphine. And this one I only put up to the edge of my lash line underneath. I don't want to go all the way around because that would interfere a little too much with the white that I put in around my tear ducts. Although, if it does meet that edge, that's okay, because they can blend together. They're both light enough and they're both full of glitter. So, almost done with the eyes. Next, for eyes, I'm actually going to lighten my eyebrows a little bit with the Makeup Forever Eyebrow Pencil in blonde, really blonde. Usually, a few days before a convention, if I'm doing something with like a blonde character, then I will lighten my eyebrows. Shh, don't tell anybody. Alright, so you want to go the same way as your eyebrows are going, obviously. Just kind of shape them a little bit if you need to. Usually before a convention, I'll have my eyebrows done, so I don't need to shape them too much. Just kind of follow the natural contours. Fill them in a little bit because they might look a little sparse, but don't fill them in too much. Yeah, I'm trying not to get outside of your eyebrow line. So there we go. It doesn't look that ridiculous in person, or especially in photos. In photos, it definitely looks a lot better. And normally I wear fake eyelashes, but I can't find them right now. But for lash glue, I use Duo. Duo eyelash adhesive. I prefer clear. I know some people who use the black or dark ones. Whichever is your preference. I just prefer clear. And for mascara, I'm using Tarte's Light Camera Lashes. And you don't need much. No, just a couple quick strokes. Usually I don't use that much mascara. I only put it on my top lashes. You can see the slight difference. This one has mascara, this one does not. It does make a difference, so it's definitely something you want to use when doing your makeup, especially for cosplay. There we go. Woo! Big eyes. And so that brings me to contouring. I'll admit, I forgot that I usually use some concealers to highlight a couple areas, usually around my nose right here. I'll use a light color, and I'll also use a light color around here. Sometimes I'll use a slightly darker color around the edges of my nose right here. And I'll highlight my actual nose. So I'm just not doing it this time because I can't find the makeup for it. But I am going to do contouring, and this is Smashbox Fusion Soft Lights and Baked Stardust. This is the darker of their two palettes. And I'm actually going to be using the powder brush rather than a blush brush. Not a huge fan of blush brushes. I find I put on makeup a little too heavy. So get a little bit on there. And you want to do the 3: temple, under your cheekbones, and jawline. You know, just do that a couple times. and it'll create a pretty decent contour for you. If you want to do slightly more intense cheekbones, then go ahead and do that. You know, it's just like this. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see the line very clearly there. Do the same thing for the other side. I actually probably just put a lot more on there than I really needed to, but that's okay, because I'm doing a lot of contouring along under my cheek. But you want to make sure that you have a very defined cheekbone with this. If you don't, even if you don't really have one, you can fake it. That's what makeup's for. So there we go. Yeah, see? Oops. Nice contoured cheeks. And then I'm going to continue using my powder brush, and I'm going to use Naked Urban Decay Flushed Set in Native. This comes with a bronzer, highlighter, and blush, but I am just going to use the blush from this one. You don't need a lot of it, just very lightly stroke. You want to do basically from, yeah, just like under, you know, right here. There we go. See, one cheek done. Yay! You don't need to do this heavy unless you are going on stage or something, because stage lights will wash you out if you don't. So you definitely just think more is better. Basically, drag queen, drag queen, drag queen. Ah, you know, for the makeup. So, and that's done. I am going to use the highlighter here a little bit, just to kind of highlight my nose. Just a couple sweeps down the center. Oops, a little too much. Yeah, this highlighter is going to make me look really shiny. So, subtle there. And a little bit on your chin, if you want. And under your nose. Wherever you basically want to do highlight, just don't do your entire face. Yeah. So there's all that. Finally, oh, one more thing before I do lips. I also used Makeup Forever's loose glitter, I don't know what to call it. I forget what color this is. This is just their white iridescent with a little bit of purple. And once again, just be really careful when you open this one, because it is loose glitter with a sifter, and it is going to get everywhere, as my suitcase can tell you. So just dab very, very lightly, and I put this just above the blush line, around my eyes especially, maybe a little bit on my cheeks, just kind of dab it in there. You don't need a lot. Oh geez, just got it all over myself again. So it's not necessary to do this. This is just something that I enjoy doing because glitter. I love glitter. Yeah. You can probably see it a little bit in my Zelda photos. So that's done. And up next, I am going to do, where's my chapstick? Whatever. Anyway, normally I would, oh, here it is. This is what I put on before I put on my lipstick. This is Sugar's Fresh, their neutral color. It's a great lip treatment. It helps, I find it helps me with keeping my lipstick on. And it keeps my lips from getting chapped. It also has SPF 15, so it's really great if you're just, you know, going out, whatever, you know, you're going to be in the sun a lot, different things like that. So next, lipstick. I'm doing lip liner in Urban Decay's 24/7 collection in the color Turn On. At BlizzCon, I used Obsessed, but I found it to be a little too pink for my liking, so I decided, hey, from now on, I'm just going to use Obsessed. And very carefully put your liner on. If you want to make your lips a little bit bigger, that's okay. Just don't go crazy with it. Obviously stay with the natural shape of your lips. Oops. Yeah. Keep getting a little too far out of line there. So there we go. My lip liner is ready. Next, obviously, I'm going to be using Urban Decay's matching lipstick. Turn on. Really nice, kind of a neutral pink. Because you don't want, you know, baby pink for Jaina. And yeah, glides on nice and smooth, especially over the lip chapstick, lip treatment, whatever, that I just used. And this, my friends, is my Jaina face. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I would be more than happy to answer them for you. If you need to know where to get the products, pretty much everything is from Sephora. I can put links down in the comments as well. Sweet Tree Cosmetics one obviously isn't there. They, as far as I know, are not in business anymore. But if you want any recommendations, any tips that I didn't include in the video, let me know. Next, I will be doing a makeup tutorial for Elizabeth from BioShock Infinite. So if you would like to see me do any other characters or even just a video tutorial of my everyday makeup, then please let me know. I will be more than happy to record anything. I'm always up for suggestions, okay? Thanks. Now go forth and be fabulous.